So I did decide to break these up into two videos. So if you guys want to watch the first part of the GeekWave where I talk about Hulu, Pixar, Disney Animation, and all that, you can check it on the channel. I'll link it below and it'll be in the video. So just check those out. This video is dedicated to Star Wars and Marvel. So y'all motherfuckers like Star Wars? Because we got a lot of Star Wars news to talk about, which is kind of surprising actually, isn't it? That is very cool. Let's start with, we get our first kind of look at Andor. So we know it's going to be called Andor. This is the story with Diego Luna as Cassian Andor. Looks fun. Like, it's going to be a political spy thing in the Star Wars universe. How can you complain about that? I mean, it's just going to be cool. I love that shit. It's going to be really fun to see. I mean, what else can I really say? But Mon Mothma's going to be back, so that's exciting. One of these projects, I don't remember which one of the Skarsgårds is going to be in it. Stellan's going to be in one of them. Could be this one. Could be a different one. A Skarsgård is going to be in it. So that's fun. I like Diego Luna. Very curious to see how this property is going to go. I don't know if it'll be out this year. Probably if it comes out, it might be the end of the year. We'll have to see what happens there. And on that same note, too, that goes for the Bad Batch. Like, this looks really fun, too. Very gritty, very Dirty Dozen as compared to some of the other stuff in Clone Wars. Very dark and mysterious. Curious to see how this is going to go. People are already saying that Fennec is making an appearance in this cartoon, as she is in The Mandalorian currently. So that's kind of fun. That's going to be cool. We'll have all some sorts of fucking connections and shit. I like it. I mean, it's not one I would have made just because I don't really want to spend any more time in that era. But, hey, if people like it, they like it. I mean, it looks fun. It looks good. I would just rather, like, move away from that into a whole different area of storytelling. And on that note, too, guess who they tapped to work on a Rogue Squadron-style movie? Patty Jenkins. That's right, you sons of guns. They took her. They took her from Warner Brothers. Forget doing a Cleopatra movie with your friend Gal Gadot. We're going to get Gal over here to Disney, take her away from Wonder Woman, make her a lead in a Star Wars with Patty Jenkins. That's all hypothetical. None of that's actually going to happen. That's kind of exciting. I like Patty. I think she's a very talented director. So I'd love to see her take on a Star Wars property and what she could do with it. I think doing like a straight up like war, space, tales, whatever you'd want to call it, movie could be really fun. But you know what I like even more than that idea? I like the idea that we're getting some spin-offs from The Mandalorian, because The Mandalorian is pretty dang cool. So I will be doing a full review of The Mandalorian when it's all done, and I'll be doing an episode ranking of the season. But until then, let's just dive into some of this interesting stuff we'll be seeing from the spin-off shows. The first one will be called Rangers of the New Republic. Now, we got no other information to go on but that. I don't even know what this could be. Like, I'm going to assume maybe Timothy Oliphant's character will be returning. We could get Cobb Vanth in there. Is there any other characters that we've seen in this season that I don't think it's going to be Cara Dune, just because nobody really wants to see her. Maybe Carl Weathers. I don't know. Or is it going to be the pilots that we've seen this season? I don't know. It's pretty exciting, though. I like that we're doing one that's not really connected, or one that not a lot of people expected to hear. Like, it's not Boba Fett, it's not Fennec, it's a different thing altogether, and I think that's pretty exciting. But the big reveal that I think got a lot of people excited and a lot of people clapping with joy after we got the announcement was it's finally happening after years of waiting, years of being patient. We are finally getting a standalone Ahsoka Tano television series coming to Disney+. This is such a needed project that I think everybody can just say that they were excited for it. They knew it was coming, and we were just so happy it's here. Rosario Dawson will be starring. That's fucking awesome, man. I love it. I'm so glad that we're getting this. It sounds amazing. It feels like it's going to be dealing with a lot of this shit we saw in Rebels with like the time travel stuff and how she was able to like get ripped through time. I'm going to imagine Dave Filoni will be heavily involved in this one. So much so that maybe he'll be working on this and not The Mandalorian. So if we don't see any more Jedi appearing on The Mandalorian, don't be surprised. This seems awesome. This will probably be where we see Sabine and Ezra show up, if they show up at all. It'll probably be here. Even Cal Kestis, if he shows up, it's probably going to be in this show. I guarantee you they'll fast track this one once COVID clears up, and it'll be hopefully coming to your viewing stations 2022. I could see that happening, and I hope it does. That's so cool. Isn't it awesome that we're seeing the entire lifespan of the character of Ahsoka Tano? Like, we're literally just following her journey. I think that's really cool. I love it a lot. It's just so cool and interesting and unique. I love it. Ahsoka, the current Princess Leia of the Star Wars universe, because she's amazing. And do you remember the when they did that confirmation that the creator of Russian Doll will be making her own Star Wars project? Well, we know what that's called now, and it's going to be called The Acolyte. That's all we know about it. It's going to be set kind of after the events of the High Republic, so before Phantom Menace but after High Republic. That's a great time period. I could definitely see there being some interesting characters in here. It could be very Jedi heavy, it could be very assassin heavy. I think they were talking about like an underground assassin ring or something, so that's pretty exciting and very cool to see. I'm very curious to see what kind of characters we're going to see pop up in this one, who they're going to cast in here. It's just good stuff, man. It's just a lot of good stuff, and I'm very excited for the future of Star Wars, which is not something I thought I would say. I just really like it. Star Wars is cool. Mandalorian saved them. They're very lucky to have Mandalorian and Jon Favreau. Jon Favreau saved Star Wars too. Just like he started the Marvel Universe, he saved Star Wars. So thank goodness for Jon Favreau. We should all buy him like a cake or something. But we don't know him personally, so we are not going to do that. And we'll just all send Jon Favreau a cake. Let's get his office address, and then like every time he goes into his office, there'll be like 100 cakes just there for him. Just like, thanks for saving Star Wars, love, Anonymous. Like every day. It'd be so cool. But that's not all the Star Wars news we have. There's so much. So we got stuff like Star Wars Visions, which is going to be like an anime series retelling some stories. There's Star Wars Droids, which is it's like a new droid story. So that's fun. If you like that, I don't care. Like, it's going to be for kids. Not that it doesn't appeal to me, but I'm just like, yeah, that is what it is. But on top of that, some more exciting news that really made me go, yeah, baby! Unconfirmed which version this is going to be, but the fan favorite, smooth talking, drinker of drinks and cape wearing cape boy, Lando Calrissian, will be getting his own series coming to Disney Plus. Now, is this going to be Donald Glover? Is this going to be Billy D? Does it matter? Why not both? Why not both? It could be like the adventures of young Indiana Jones. We'll have Billy D narrating to like Jaina or whoever that girl was at the end of The Rise of Skywalker. Like, did I ever tell you the story of the time I fought the Sarlacc pit? And it was like the middle of June, but not real June, like space June. And Alden Ehrenreich tried to steal my ship again, and I fucked a robot. I'd watch the hell out of that show. That'd be awesome. I hope this is cool, man. I really hope this one turns out to be fun. I really like Lando. I get the feeling it's going to be a sequel to Solo, but you never know. Maybe Alden will appear. I hope Alden returns. I like Alden. I want Alden to succeed. Donald Glover is already succeeding, so he doesn't really need this show. He's fine. Donald Glover is fine. Alden Ehrenreich deserves better, and that's all we have to say on that. But it's not, because we have the last piece of Star Wars news here, which is Hayden Christensen will be returning to the role of Darth Vader / Anakin Skywalker for the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Look, we all saw this coming. It's exciting. I don't really have anything to say on it. I just hope they let him act. He's probably not going to do the voices, so it's like, what's the point in even getting him? Unless he's doing some Anakin Skywalker flashbacks, which I really hope he is, because that would be cool. And now the real reason you're all here, the MCU news. So we got a bunch of news from Marvel, man. Like, they really just dumped a shit ton of shit all over us and just said, eat it up, boys. Eat it up, boys. We can't have Warner Brothers having all the fun. Suicide Squad is going to come directly to your home? Fuck that. Here's everything coming out. So a WandaVision trailer. Looks great. I have nothing else to add about this show except I'll be doing reviews of it when it comes out. Looks amazing. Very excited to see this. We get some more confirmation that it looks like Catherine Hahn will be playing Agatha. That's going to be really fun. It looks great. January. Comes out in January. Then coming in March, which is so soon after WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And they showed a trailer, and it got me interested. Tell you that much. Like I was never really like interested in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I love the idea of the U.S. agent coming into this world because he's a perfect fit. But this trailer really sold me on what this could be. It feels like they're all going to be on the run for some reason. But that end shot, man, holy cow. That end shot where Falcon is flying through the, like, I guess, like, what, the Grand Canyon or something with all, like, the mountains and, like, what would you call those? Ruins? They're not ruins, but there's, like, dirt. With all, like, the dirt around him. He's just flying, zipping past all these, like, missiles and shit. That was cool. That's what I've always wanted to see with Falcon. That is what happens when you take, like, a creative direction with a character like this, and it actually looks good. My goodness, this is exciting. They still got the fun, campy attitude that these guys have. Very excited to see this. And let's talk about surprising. We got a Loki trailer. So they kind of said the show might be coming out in May, around the time Black Widow comes out. But this trailer surprised me too. Like this one just like okay, now I see it. The TVA is going to be the main thing in here. We see Owen Wilson's character. A lot of people weren't sure who he was going to play. It looks like he's going to be playing a director at the TVA here. This looks like it's going to be going in a different direction than what I expected from it. Very, very X-Files to me. Very just like Men in Black, which, hey, that works. People like Tom Hiddleston, so let's get him to do more shit. It does take place after the Loki steals the Tesseract, so that's kind of exciting. And there's a there's a theory going around that Tom Hiddleston's Loki is B.D. Cooper. Which I'm like, oh man, that's funny because we see him in an airplane in a suit holding a briefcase. You're like, oh, really? And then he jumps out of the airplane and nobody sees him again. You're like, ooh, that's a really fun theory. I hope it's true. I think that's hilarious. And then we see him at the end with like the classic vote Loki in the suit. Like, that's fun. It looks fun. It surprised me because I have no interest in Loki. His character is one I think is interesting, but I understand why you do him because people love him. People love Tom Hiddleston. So this is going to be a really fun one. And it's coming out in May, supposedly. That's pretty soon. That's going to be pretty sick. I'm very curious to see that. I love that a lot, actually. And surprisingly, we didn't get that much information on Black Widow, Shang-Chi, or Eternals. Almost like they don't want to talk about them. Like, why talk about all this other crap if we're not going to talk about those ones? I don't know. They're still coming out, still going to be in theaters. That it feels like they had to specify they'll be in theaters. But, I don't know. I'd say you drop one of them on Disney. I say you should. Not that they need to, because they got 3 shows coming out at the beginning of the year. But still, I think you should. I think you should have dropped one of them. Not a lot of Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness news either. Just some confirmation on who's returning and shit. But we did get a confirmation that, what's her name? Oshitl Gomez will be playing America Chavez. So, stay tuned for more information on that. With the introduction of America and jumping into our next topic here, the introduction of Haley Steinfeld as Kate Bishop in the Hawkeye show, one might be led to believe that they are going the route of a Young Avengers. Probably. Yeah, they are. That's where they're going. Absolutely. Wanda and Vision are going to have kids in this. They'll potentially be older. They are definitely going the route of Young Avengers. So yeah, some Hawkeye casting. Haley Steinfeld is officially confirmed. Everybody knew this because of the set pictures that leaked. We also got confirmation that Aquika Cox, again, I'm sorry if I pronounced her name wrong, is going to be playing Maya Lopez Echo. Echo is one of my favorite characters. I love that character. Such a unique, interesting thing. I love the angle that she's going to be deaf and Clint is losing his hearing in this show. So that could add something really cool to that. And I hope this is a newcomer to, like, I think the bigger, like, expanded acting roles for her. So I'm not really sure what she's done before, but a newcomer to acting, great place to start with a role like Maya Lopez. I think that's really fun. We also got a trailer for What If, which looks cool. I mean, it looks like a bunch of early Marvel movies, so that's exciting. It's nice seeing Chadwick in there. Kind of sad we're not going to see him after that, but it looks fine. The animation, it looks more like fluid than I thought it did, so I like that. I think it's going to be really interesting. Is it going to be one a lot of people like, though? I don't know. Is it going to sell a lot of action figures? I bloody well hope so. I need that Peggy Carter Captain Britain one right away, because that thing looks fire. I love that. It looks so good. And I love that T'Challa Star-Lord one, too. That purple looks great. I don't really know what any of the other ones are going to be. It looks like, what if Thor wasn't worthy when he tries to pick up the hammer there? That could be like one of them. What if Tony Stark died of alcohol poisoning or something? I don't know. That could be fun to see. We'll see what happens there. But we got more confirmation on a few things. We got a Miss Marvel sizzle reel. I guess they're really working hard on that one. A couple of shots of the character. We get some behind the scenes where we see them talking about like casting Iman Vellani, and it's like, oh, she seems really nice and lovely. I really like her. So that's really cool. And we also get confirmation that she'll be joining the cast of Captain Marvel 2. Finally, somebody likable in a Captain Marvel movie. LOL. But I'm right. She sucks. Captain Marvel sucks. Brie Larson is an okay woman. Not a great actress in those movies, but Carol Danvers is a really stupid character. I don't think anybody really likes her. Like the fictional characters in the universe, I don't think any of them really like her. In the comic book, at least. We also got an official confirmation that Tatiana Maslany will be our Jennifer Walters. Now, she kind of said she wasn't, but we know she is. And on top of that, we got some really interesting tidbits about that show. One of them being it's going to be a straight-up comedy, which I'm like, yes, this is going to be my favorite one. I can already tell this is right up my alley. Kevin Feige made a very clear statement saying, you never know, a hero could show up in any week. And you're like, fuck you, don't do that, man. Don't give me hope. Don't give me hope that we're going to see like D-Man or like, I was going to say Demolition Man, but that's the same guy. Don't give me hope that we're going to see some D-listers just showing up to be like characters on trial, because that's sick. We also got some confirmation of people that will be returning to that show. Mark Ruffalo's Bruce Banner and Hulk will be returning. And Tim Roth's Emil Blonsky Abomination will be returning, so that's a really weird one. I think that's kind of cool, though, don't you? I think that's a pretty interesting thing to see. I wonder how that's going to work. I like it. It's kind of different. So we didn't get that much information on the Moon Knight show. They kind of said a few things like there's going to be some Egyptian landscapes and have an Indiana Jones style feel. Good. I like that. If you guys don't know, Moon Knight is my favorite character in all of comic books and almost all of fiction. So I'm glad we didn't get like a lot of news for him, because I'm definitely going to do a separate video talking about all of it when we get some more of it. So those are all the properties that we kind of knew about already. Like we knew all these were coming. We're just getting more information like who's cast, who's directing, who's doing these things. And here's all the new stuff they revealed that has got a lot of people excited, myself included. An Ironheart TV series coming to Disney Plus, starring Dominic Thorne as the titular character. That's sick. I love Riri. I cannot wait to see what that's going to look like. And this is going to be really fun. I love the idea that a post-Tony Stark world, we're finally going to see some of these Iron Man-esque characters getting their moment to shine. Because we also get confirmation too, this is the one, oh my god, out of everything that was said, nothing has made me more excited for the future of anything at Disney than this announcement. And I'm hyping it up so much. Don Cheadle, Rhodey, War Machine will be leading a Disney Plus original series based off the comic book Armor Wars. Like, yes, this is so cool. I am a huge advocate for Don Cheadle's Rhodey. I love him so much. He could lead his own movie. He should have led his own movie. He should have gotten his own movie. That would have been great. This is just as good, if not better. I love Armor Wars. What a great concept. And I like the idea that in a post-Tony world, this is what Rhodey would be doing. He's like, this tech is dangerous, and if it's in the wrong hands, people would be doing some stupid shit. I have said for so long that when you had the end credits of Avengers Endgame and all of the Avengers are like doing their signature of their special picture, you should have had Don Cheadle's name up there the same way you had like Ruffalo and Hemsworth and Evans and Renner and Johansson and Downey. Cheadle should have been up there too. He deserved that. He deserved to have that for sure. I'm so happy this is happening. You guys have no idea how much I love this idea. Don Cheadle deserves this. And he's such a good friend of Disney. Like, he voiced Donald Duck a few times. I love this. I'm so excited. So out of everything they announced, this is the one that's got me the most excited for everything. Armor Wars sounds like it's going to be really cool. I cannot wait to see this. And speaking of things that are named after big events in comics, Samuel L. Jackson and Ben Mendelsohn will be reprising their roles as Nick Fury and the Super Skrull. Well, he's not a Super Skrull. He's just a regular Skrull, Talos, in a Secret Invasion TV series. Now, this one I think confused a lot of people. They're like, well, is this going to have every superhero? No, it's not. This won't have every superhero you've ever heard of. This is going to be a spy espionage thing, kind of like Andor, I'm going to assume, where it's going to be more like infiltration, and we're going to see like a buddy cop thing where they're trying to figure out who's a Skrull, maybe inside of S.H.I.E.L.D., maybe inside of different organizations. I don't imagine we'll get all the big names back, but I'm still pretty excited to see what that's going to look like. I actually think that is going to make a lot of people happy, but not as happy as Armor Wars has made me. That on top of Ironheart really made me just go, that's awesome. And there's some more news in here that I'm actually pretty excited about too, but we'll get to that in a bit here. So those are some of the new series that are going to be coming out. Those are pretty fun, but we also have some more confirmation for some movies, which is amazing. Well, even mini episodes and shit. So let's get into it. The first one, Ant-Man and the Wasp number 3, or Ant-Man 3, Ant-Man and the Wasp 2 gets a name. It's called Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, which it's like Love and Thunder and Multiverse of Madness, where I'm like, just because you're a wacky name doesn't mean I like you, and I don't like this name, but it's indicative of what we've seen with Ant-Man and the Wasp before, so I'm fine with it. Catherine Nguyen has been cast as Cassie Lang. They recast her again, because we're setting up Young Avengers and we have to have a named actress as at least one of the characters, so people will come watch it. I guess Haley Steinfeld will be a named actress, but you guys know what I mean. So I like that a lot. I do think we're going to be setting up Young Avengers. I also think because we got Kamala Khan and Riri, we're going to be setting up Champions. So those are the things I think that are going to be coming in the future. We should have had Miles somewhere, but that's okay. That doesn't matter. So that's fun. Quantumania, a new Cassie Lang, official confirmation that Jonathan Majors will be playing Kang the Conqueror. I think that's really exciting. He's going to be a great Kang. I did a video on it. I cannot wait to see that. We also got some confirmation of who Christian Bale will be playing in Thor Love and Thunder, and it turns out everybody was right. He will be Gore the God Butcher, which is kind of cool. Have we seen Christian Bale do like a CGI character before? I feel like out of any like director or franchise person at Disney, Taika Waititi would be the one to get. Christian Bale is just like, yeah, man, you're gonna be a weird guy trying to kill all the gods. He's like, yeah, let's do it. That seems likely to me. Like if it was, maybe Favreau could have got him, but I don't think he's a fan of Disney or he'd want to work with them. So I like that he's doing this. I think that's pretty exciting. Gore the God Butcher, the villain of Thor Love and Thunder. And guess what James Gunn is doing? I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, man. This is amazing. So filming the same time as Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 will be the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. That's awesome. That's a brilliant thing to do with this version of Guardians because it feels so much like them. I love that a lot. It's a great idea. I cannot wait to see just like a half-hour special that'll be coming to Disney Plus. That's really fun. I love that we're doing some cool shit in the MCU now. I like that a lot. And on that note too, we're getting some mini episodes called I Am Groot, which is going to be a bunch of series of like shorts where Groot will be interacting, Baby Groot will be interacting with a bunch of different characters inside the MCU. Probably, if I had to guess, Howard the Duck, Cosmo, the space dog. Who else have we seen? I don't know, Man-Thing would be kind of cool to see. We'll have to wait and see that. I like that a lot. I'm really happy that Disney Plus has given them an opportunity to be like, yeah, let's go in different directions. Let's just have fun with it. That's a cool idea. So we got two pieces of news. We'll end with this one, and then we'll get into the big one that I'm very excited for. They have officially made the announcement that Marvel Studios will not be recasting the role of T'Challa, seeing it's like a disservice to Chadwick Boseman, but they will be exploring the world of Wakanda even more in Black Panther 2. That sounded about right. I think in today's climate, you couldn't recast him. As much as I am okay with recasting, I think it would be hard to tell your son or your daughter, like, hey, your hero has been replaced. So I think recasting is a bad idea in that regard, and just moving on with the story is a good idea. I applaud them for saying that. I think it's really nice that they took that opportunity to say something positive about it. And we're going to end with some big reveal that I think a lot of people weren't expecting to hear so early. And that is the director of Spider-Man Homecoming and Spider-Man Far From Home, John Watts, I don't know how you'd pronounce that, will be developing and directing the Fantastic Four's debut at Marvel. Well, I shouldn't say debut. He'll be directing the Fantastic Four movie at Marvel. This is a big one to me. And I'm really happy that a lot of people have been talking about it online. So, behind the scenes for the channel, the episode of GeekWave that was supposed to be coming out this week was going to be about the Fantastic Four, just because I love those characters and I love them a lot. I think next week we'll do that one instead. I cannot wait to see what this is going to look like. I think John Watts has the perfect feel for that. He's a little campy, a little schlucky, a little bit of a serious nature too. I can't wait to see how this is going to play out. I've done breakdowns talking about casting for so long. I'm really excited to see people on Twitter and stuff say cast older, get older actors for these people. We don't want to see them in their 20s because it sucks. Get older actors. Don't get Krasinski. Get somebody else. Get Krasinski for Scott Summers. That's what you should do. I love this. I love that we're finally getting this movie. I hope they do it right, because I'm so nervous about this one, because I think Fantastic Four is near and dear to a lot of people's hearts, so a lot of people are going to be like, please get this right. The mass public won't, but a lot of us, I think, the same way that they were we're going to do a WandaVision, or we're going to do something like Thor. Please get this right. Don't mess up this character. Don't mess up this family. We've seen it messed up a few times. Please don't do this. Please do it right. And I hope we get it the right way. I'm very excited to see how that's going to look. We're going to be following this story as it develops. And I like that we're going to see Fantastic Four finally making their debut in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it's going to be a movie. I think a TV show would be equally as good, but I understand the need for more movies. So that's fun. And that's all the news. There was a lot to cover from Disney's, whatever the hell you want to call it, Investor Day live stream. It was really fun. I think we all enjoyed ourselves watching it. The response has been pretty positive. It's a lot of it saying oh, they just whipped their dick out on the table in front of Warner Bros. And said, here we go, let's jerk off. But it's fine. I think it's going to be a lot of great stuff coming to the future for all of these franchises and these properties. I think it's going to be a lot of interesting stuff that people are excited about. So that's pretty much all I got to say. I don't have any recommendations for you guys this week, except stay tuned for some more content coming to this channel that I'm very proud of and very excited to show to you guys. I cannot wait to talk about it. So thank you guys so much for watching this episode of the GeekWave. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And if you're listening to this on the audio podcast forms, please rate it. I don't know how you do that. I don't use audio podcast shit that much, but just rate me on your podcast form and we'll talk about you later. So that's fun. Great stuff. What do I say next? I forget. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, Patreon, Twitter, all that good stuff. And I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.